Forget what you heard. Yeah, boy!
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Luke.
Opinions are like kittens, we're just giving them away. And on this episode of Forget What You Heard, we're getting back into our roots. The NFL, baby. NBA's over, we're getting diving headfirst into this NFL stuff, man. Interesting offseason. And today, we're going to get into some things, but first and foremost, the most important thing at the top of this podcast. How are you, Brother Bear?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I appreciate you looking out and asking that. Feeling good, feeling fresh. I'm happy to talk about the NFL, man. Back on it. You know, it's the off season. First week of July, not a lot going on in the NFL landscape. It's a little quiet. But we expect that all to change quickly. And we don't want to be behind the eight ball on that. We're going to go ahead, jump out in front of it, touch on a few things. A lot of fantasy content coming as well. But this won't be fantasy today.
Yeah, this is going to be real life. IRL. In real life. Before we get into the NFL stuff, we have an announcement to make. It's been a while. You guys haven't been able to reach us. We haven't been able to interact really, but we have just made an email. Forget What You Heard podcast at gmail.com. For those of you, if you want to ask something or get to know us, we want to interact. We've kind of been mystery men up to this point, but we're open books. You can always reach out. Any questions, personal, sports questions, anything really. I thought I'd throw that out there before we get started. But let's get started, Luke, shall we?
We shall.
We're going to talk about some, skill sets at the running back, wide receiver position, like, strengths of certain running backs, wide receivers. We just thought it would be interesting. I want to thank Luke for coming up with this, man. He really grinded this week, was putting in his notes, man, putting in the 8 hours a day, man, blood, sweat, and tears, and I appreciate it. And it was very interesting, actually, to write. Fun, too. I think this will be a good conversation.
Yeah, man. I don't know how I came up with it. I just like listening to people talk about certain things, about certain running backs and certain positions in the NFL. For instance, in your opinion, who would be the most pure runner at the running back position? The most complete, the best pass catching, the best power back, the best combination, best combination of running back receiver in the NFL, best backup running backs, just the conversation of these skill players, what they bring, who's the best at what they do. And it's just interesting because the question, it leaves a lot of answers in the listeners' heads, for me as well, and there's a lot of
discussion to be had, I think, on this podcast, because we haven't shared each other's list with each other, which is nothing new. We like to surprise each other. We like to see what's going on in each other's heads. So it should be interesting, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, let's get into it when you're ready.
I got a full belly.
You got a full diaper as well.
That ain't it. Let's get started. The first question was, who is the most complete running back in the NFL going into the 2022-23 season?
See, that's such a difficult question.
Loaded like some tater tot.
So many different running backs you can put in that category. I mean, the list goes on and on. But for me, I think the most complete, the guy who can do it all.
Let's say it at the same time, if you're real.
I don't think we have the same guy.
Ouch.
Because my guy has dealt with injuries the past few years.
Can I guess?
He's been a guy that plays every single down. He plays a whole bunch of snaps. And he's a do-it-all guy. To me, he's the most complete. He can do everything. And to me, that's Christian McCaffrey.
Run CMC.
I mean, you can hate it for what you want. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other options. But I just went with McCaffrey just because he can catch 80 passes. He can score 15 rushing touchdowns. He's great in between the tackles. I mean, he's just a do-it-all guy. He's a bruiser. He's not a guy that's easy to take down or anything. He's got some weight. So to me, the answer to this has been Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are drinking haterade on this. However, I'm not. I like that pick. I actually have him written down second. My most complete running back is Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
The running back for the Colts. He can do it all, man. In between the tackles, outside, he can catch the ball. We saw him with Phillip Rivers, man. He was like a PPR freak. He's everything. But I think people are, going back to your Christian McCaffrey, I think people are down on him just because of injuries, and I guess I can't fault them for that, but at the same time, man, if he's healthy, there's trouble brewing in Carolina, and that guy's a freak.
Yeah, I kind of look at it like, if every running back was a free agent, and I was looking for a guy that could play all three downs, handle a big workload, and do it all, I think McCaffrey would be at the top of my list, That's the way I've been kind of looking at it.
My only pushback would be, I feel like Jonathan Taylor is built. He's built like a workhorse. I mean, he's thick, all muscle.
Jonathan Taylor to me is a better runner than McCaffrey, but he's not the receiver McCaffrey.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think McCaffrey has the build to be, 20 rushes a game, 25 rushes a game as well. I mean, he's 215. He's got the juice on him too. It's just the soft tissue injuries have caught up to him, But like I said, he's just the most complete in my eyes.
Yeah, and he has good blood. His dad's Ed McCaffrey.
Right.
Broncos legend.
Yeah, so, I mean, Jonathan Taylor's definitely in there.
I have some others, honorable mentions.
Okay.
You can agree or disagree. I'm just going to run through a few. Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I had Dalvin Cook on mine as well. He was number 2.
I had Aaron Jones.
Okay.
He's complete. However, A.J. Dillon cut into that, I think. I think if he was a solo in the Green Bay backfield,
yeah,
he can do it. I see him as a very complete running back.
Yeah, he's complete. Is he a guy that can get 20 to 25 carries?
We've seen it, haven't we?
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
For like a whole year? Has he gotten 250 carries before?
I don't know. He got the bag.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. He's definitely complete.
So do you agree or disagree?
I don't know.
To a certain extent?
To a certain extent, yeah.
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I would have those guys over Aaron Jones, I think, yeah. Dalvin Cook, 100%, is a complete back. He's a do-it-all type of Gall.
Gall?
Yeah, and then another thing I wanted to mention to go along with the most complete, I want to talk about the most underrated or soon-to-be most complete running back in the NFL. It could be a rookie, could be a young guy that hasn't really reached his full potential, but once he does, could become, the most complete back in the NFL or in that territory. Kind of like under the radar.
I have Najee Harris.
Yeah?
I think we've seen him do a little bit of everything. His offensive line is bad, but, he can do it all. He can do the 20 carries a game. I mean, we've seen him go over 100 yards receiving. He can block. He stayed in for basically all their snaps, so we've seen him do it. So I think Najee Harris. Do you have one?
My soon-to-be most complete running back in the NFL is Javonte Williams. He could go down under best pure runner, in that range. I think he's a great runner, soon-to-be. But he also has a very underrated asset in his pass-catching abilities. And so I think he's still young. Obviously, he was a rookie last year. We saw flashes. Same with Najee. But I think he has the skill set, the build to get the workload and to do it all. I think he's my soon-to-be most complete running back.
Oh, that's music to my ears, bub. I love to hear that. I had Najee.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to the next one? The next category is pure runner.
Sure.
And to me, that's just like, who's the best natural instincts, ripping off like, you know, you can count on him for average 5 yards a carry, basically. And for me, that's Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns. That guy is a running back through and through. He's going to find the hole, and he's going to hit it super hard, and good luck trying to catch him in the open field. You can trust him on a 3rd and 3. You know, he's one of those guys. That's what I love about him. He's just to me, in my opinion, he's the best running back in the NFL in terms of hitting the holes and doing what he needs to do to get north and south. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, everything about his rushing ability. I mean, if you're going to ask 100 people who the best pure runner is, majority of them are going to say Nick Chubb. He's just that special, that talented. I got some interesting things I want to share with you.
Please, man. I'd love to hear it.
Since 2018, who averaged the most yards per attempt rushing?
Nick Chubb.
Since 2018, who averaged the most yards after contact per attempt?
Nick Chubb.
Since 2018, who forced the most missed tackles?
Chubb.
Since 2018, who had the most explosive runs over 10 yards?
Chubby.
Nick Chubb was number 1 in all 4 of those categories. All 4 of those categories are strictly rushing.
I think that speaks for itself right there.
That's it. That's the case for Nick Chubb. He's the best pure runner in the NFL. Go argue with a brick wall.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, was that your pure runner?
Yeah, it's not even that close.
I have one, and I don't know. It's
Spill it, man.
He could have gone into a lot of categories. He could have gone into my last one, but I think he needed to be included in this podcast. There's Saquon Barkley. I know the pushback will be, man, he goes east-west, he doesn't go north-south. I think it was because of his offensive line. We saw it in his rookie year. If he hits that hole, and he's hitting it hard, you know, he's fully healthy. The guy is scary, man. He's going to make you miss, and once he's through that hole, it's going to be tough to catch him. You know, if we can see that Saquon Barkley that's going north and south, that's all I ask. It was frustrating to watch last year, I know. I think a lot of it had to do with offensive line and maybe, you know, a little timid because of his injury. But, man, if that guy gets through a hole and makes the linebacker miss, sayonara, kiss your mama goodnight.
Yeah, I see where that's coming from. He's definitely a special runner, 100%. Definitely a very skill set from Saquon. If you didn't notice, I didn't have Jonathan Taylor in the most complete because I put him in the most pure runner. Is Jonathan Taylor? I have him up there with Nick Chubb. I say that just because he's very smooth. He knows how to play. He knows how to run. He's got probably the best vision in the NFL. He's got the explosiveness for a guy that's like 225, 230, huge. And he's just the way he can find the hole. He's got a great offensive line. I mean, that helps, but he finds the hole and he just explodes through it. And he's already at the 3rd level racing safeties down the sideline. Not a lot of people can do it. His size as a pure runner. He rushed for 1,800 yards last year. He can get 300 carries and be just fine. He was in the MVP conversation, and most of that is because of what he's doing on the ground. So, for me to leave him out as a pure runner would be distasteful.
Great word. I'm really glad you brought up Jonathan Taylor for pure runner. Him and Nick Chubb, when they make that cut and they put that foot in the ground and they're going north and south, they glide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it's seamless. Like when they see that hole, they're hitting it and they're gonna get through. Like it's a beautiful thing to watch, and that's how you know. Like you can tell they're built for this. They have that vision. They have that one cut gone. You know, I love it. You know, they glide. That's how I describe it.
They have a lot in common as runners. I would say like young Zeke early in his career, a guy that wouldn't go down after first contact. You know, and like
I actually wanted to put Zeke, but it's young Zeke.
Yes,
he had the pure runner, kind of the one cut,
north and south.
He's getting his yards, you know.
Yeah, and just both these guys, they just don't go down after they're first touched. You know, these guys are impossible to bring down, and just very special runners. And
they gash defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. That was a good little segment there, bub.
Yeah, who would you say is the most underrated or soon to be best pure runner in the NFL?
I'm gonna go with the young man we haven't seen play yet,
Ooh.
Brees Hall.
Ooh.
His
Nice.
college tape, he seems to be one of those guys that has a good vision, good cuts, good excel. He basically has all the attributes to be a pure runner. He's got the size, the speed. It's all about, he's got the glidiness. So I'm gonna go with Brees Hall as my soon-to-be pure runner.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the prospect, man. I like Brees Hall. He's very similar to Jonathan Taylor. It's just unfortunate he landed on the Jets. But you never know, man. The Jets could be up and coming. They got some good offensive line. But in terms of talent, yeah, dude, he's got the talent to be Jonathan Taylor, if you want me to be completely honest with you guys. He's got the speed, the size. Like you said, he glides. He's got all the tools to be one of the better pure runners.
Is Brees Hall a pass catcher at all?
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he can catch the ball for sure.
Can Nick Chubb?
We haven't really seen it like that. I'm sure he could.
Man, can you imagine if he was a focal point of like a...
Do you think it's because they have Kareem Hunt, or do you think it's because he doesn't have good hands? Like, why would they not make him, they don't even really do screens or like Texas routes or flat routes. He'll catch a few flat routes,
Yeah.
but it's never
Not
designed.
much,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a last option for them.
Very rare.
I'm not really sure. I think a long time ago when he first came in the league, he struggled with pass catching. So that could be it. If you have Kareem Hunt as your backup, you're pretty
Right.
solidified, and he can focus on what he's really, 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 really good at.
I guess if Nick Chubb was like a great pass catcher, though, he would be one of the best backs to ever play football.
Yeah, it would be scary.
It would be disturbed.
It would be apocalyptically, enthusiastically insane.
Yeah, it would be like seeing your dad wearing a diaper.
Yeah. I hope I never have to see that, man.
My most underrated pure runner in the NFL is Josh Jacobs. I don't know how you
Interesting.
feel about that. I know his fifth year got declined, but it wasn't because of his talent. It was because he was a first-round pick. Running backs getting a first-round pick, they're not going to want to pay that big money to that running back for that final year. But in terms of talent, in terms of running the ball, Josh Jacobs is extremely special.
He's nice with it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might, cover their nose after hearing this. But, like, Josh Jacobs, if you watch him play, like, he gets the game. He knows how to play football. Barring injuries, I know he's dealt with that, but he's similar to Nick Chubb. I think they're built the same. They find holes. They're very elusive. And just his running style is very enjoyable.
Yeah, he's very nifty.
He's nifty on 50.
And he's a hard runner. Like, I like how, you said kind of like Nick Chubb?
They're similar.
I could see like a mix if Nick Chubb and Saquon had a baby, but it wasn't as athletic.
Interesting.
That would be Josh Jacobs, because he's nifty with it, but he's also north and south kind of guy. Good running back.
Yeah.
He's got a nose on the goal line, man.
Okay.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I think he can do it all, man. I really like Josh Jacobs as a player, I like watching him play football. There's not a lot of weaknesses in his game. Like, he's good. I'm gonna stick my foot down on Josh Jacobs being the most underrated pure runner in the NFL.
I respect it.
Thank you.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Best pass catching running backs.
Sure.
And I guess I have like tiers to this.
Mhm.
Of course, I have Austin Eckler,
Right.
who was once known as just a pass catching running back. However, he's grown into the role of, the workhorse. Of course, I have Christian McCaffrey. Those are like the guys that, they're like stars basically,
Yeah.
And then there's like the specialists like Naeem Hines,
Yep.
J.D. McKissick. I think James Cook will be in that role. I might have, got ahead of myself there in terms of who's next in that. But that's who I have for pass catching running back.
I think you left out a few names. I agree with most of your names, but
But I have more for the next category.
oh, that wasn't all of them?
No, I still have a few. But
Oh.
I've said one of the names before.
For me, yeah, Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones are kind of the first two that come to my mind. Alvin Kamara is a freak at receiving. He's played slot snaps. He can do everything. And we've seen it in his years with Drew Brees. He had 80-plus catches. He's very good, very efficient receiver, and just a true weapon receiving out of the backfield. I mean, the way he can stay low to the ground, center of gravity, it's hard to take down.
Takes the screen to the house.
Yeah, you can house it, And Aaron Jones is similar like that too. Aaron Jones has that breakaway speed. Red zone, he's extremely dangerous. And, I think he's such a good pass catcher that he could lead the Packers in receiving this year. Aaron Jones. He's going to be a stud. And there's not many people. Yeah, I think Aaron Jones might be the best one.
How did I forget them? I guess I was right. I mean, I don't know how I forgot Alvin Kamara, but forgive me for I've forsaken Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, you had a few guys on your list. Would you mind saying them again?
Yeah, so for the stars, I have Eckler and Christian McCaffrey. Pretty straightforward on that one. I don't think anyone can argue that.
No, those are the guys.
And the specialist, J.D. McKissick, Naeem Hines, I think those two are probably the two elite guys that's what they do. When they get into the game, you know that they're going to run a route,
Right.
As far as, or do you want to go?
I like those guys because to me, like, some teams still live in that third down back specialist kind of roles, and to me, like, hearing those names like J.D. McKissick, it's like James White, from the Patriots a few years ago. He was like the first guy. You think 3 down back 2 years ago, you're thinking James White. He was the specialist, similar to J.D. McKissick and Naeem Hines are now. But yeah, I mean, that's very interesting. Those guys cannot be overlooked as well. Another sneaky one that came to mind was Cordero Patterson. Now that he's kind of transitioned to playing running back, I mean, he's formerly a receiver.
That's an interesting one. His story and his, because he'll literally play wide receiver.
Yeah.
but he can do it all. He's a Swiss Army knife, as we know, so.
Yeah, last year, I mean, the first started with the Patriots. He started playing a little bit of running back. But then last year, he kind of really embraced, taking snaps out of the backfield.
He was dang good.
Catching, 8-9 passes out of the backfield and just really utilizing his pass catching ability as a running back. So, I really like all those names. Who is your soon-to-be or most underrated pass catching running back?
I'm going to say his name, but I'm going to let you have the floor. DeAndre Swift?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. The floor is yours, man.
Let
him know.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue. He's definitely soon to be the best pass-catching running back. He's just so deadly, so young. And he's just very effective. You know what I mean? He's very good hands. He takes it to the house. I like DeAndre Swift. I think he's the soon-to-be best catch running back as well. I have him on there too.
I have another one, Travis Etienne.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a version of Alvin Kamara. Smaller guy, but he has great hands. We saw it in college. Hearing reports that he's going to be used like Alvin Kamara, which means the boy got hands, man. You could throw a sleeping baby and it'd still be snoring when he catches that baby.
Yeah, and I mean, that's T-Law. Trevor Lawrence is going to be favorite target, man. He loves throwing to him.
I'm so excited to see that the chemistry between them and how much that opens up their offense and makes things easier for Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
He might be dumping that ball off a lot more than we think, boys.
Yeah, I think so. He could make one of those, jumps that we saw DeAndre Swift kind of make last year. He was, catching a whole bunch of passes every game, being very effective. He could be that guy this year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both kind of, bottom of the barrel teams with Detroit and Jacksonville.
Yeah, trouble moving the ball. When in doubt, check it down, man.
Moving the ball and being down in games. Having to, everyone's getting locked up. You got your little safety blanket.
But I don't want to take away from what I think he can be as a running back either, on the ground.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's going to be a very good guy.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with all that.
Let's go to the next one. Best power back
Yeah.
in the NFL. I got a few for you.
Okay, I'm interested.
I'm going to save the one that everyone knows. I'm going to say last.
Okay.
I've got Javonte Williams. The guy that puts people in the hospital for trying to tackle him, man. That guy, low center of gravity, legs churning. The guy is a monster. You can go pull up his tape. You can go look at the 10 best trucks of the year for running backs, and he's going to have 5 of them, man. That guy's a power back. He's going to deliver the boom, and I love him. I have Kareem Hunt. He's a power back.
Really?
You guys might have forgotten, but he is top 5 in broken tackles. He's very hard to tackle. He's got thunder thighs. I don't know if you remember Kansas City Chiefs Kareem Hunt. We don't see it as often on Cleveland, but the guy breaks tackles. He's hard to tackle. He's powerful. He's a powerful low center of gravity, and he's going to make you check your doctor to see if you have a concussion after you hit him.
Yeah, wow, I'm not expecting that, but he is, man. He's a hard runner. If you do watch Kareem Hunt highlights, a lot of it is just busting someone, straight in the chest. He does do that for sure. That's interesting. But, I mean, yeah.
I think we forget about it because
his receiving abilities.
Yeah, and he's at number 2. He doesn't get as many carries as he could. If he was a starting running back somewhere else, someone come get him. He's dancing like a leper.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to tell me that Kareem Hunt, my first thing wouldn't be a power back, but like thinking about it, like, yeah, he's definitely a power back. I mean, for me, it's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that was the one I was holding off, man. I'll let you do it, man. Do the damage, man.
Because, I mean, like, power back, I mean, he's up there in a pure runner as well, just because of the size and his ability to break off big runs. He's a good runner, but just the size, the weight, the stiff arm, he's got power, man. He's got a lot of strength in that big old defensive line body. He's just a huge, solid man. I mean, that's what power is, you know. He's squatting 780. He's bench pressing.
780? Good night.
No,
dude.
I don't know. Nick Chubb does, man. I'm sure Derrick Henry, he lifts big for sure.
But he doesn't have big legs.
I bet they're stronger than you and ours.
I know for a fact they are, but I'm just saying he doesn't have the tree trunk legs like Kareem Hunt.
I bet his thighs are huge. His calves aren't big, really, but
yeah, he's kind of like all upper body.
He has a lot of upper body.
That's why he uses his stiff arm so well.
Yeah, but I'm not going to take that away from him because...
No, I mean, he's on my list.
There's power up there,
He's on my list, so... He was the first thing, whenever someone says power back, I'm thinking Derrick Henry. I actually had to dig a little bit for the rest,
Yeah.
I also have Josh Jacobs. I know you asked me this before, but I did research, and he's actually top 3 in broken tackles. Because he is a little monster, man. He's a little curmudgeon, man. He'll get in your face, and he'll tell you about it afterward, man. Let's see.
Yes. But, I mean, getting back to Derrick Henry, I want to say he's probably the one guy you wouldn't want to go up against one-on-one. Meet him in the hole. Derrick Henry would be on the very bottom of that list.
Yeah. I think, would Leonard Fournette be a power back?
Yeah, I have him on here.
Yeah, like Lenny. Especially Super Bowl Lenny.
I think it's interesting because he has... like Najee Harris is another power back, I would say. That, kind of like the newer age guys are power backs, but can provide, pass catching ability too.
A little finesse, but they have like Lenny will.
We've never really seen that before until recent years. Like the power backs back in the day, like LeGarrette Blount and Allstott and all these guys
Brandon Jacobs.
would just come in on the goal line and short yardage and hit it. But these guys are 3-down backs weighing 230, 240. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like Lenny because he seeks out that physicality. And I love whenever he busts a big run or hits someone hard. He gets up real quick and he's jawing a little bit. So I like, especially playoff Lenny, Super Bowl Lenny. Lenny's just a good guy, man. Lenny subs, man. 15-inch.
Yeah, I would say those three with Derrick Henry, Najee, and Leonard are like the top three guys that go out and like seek bodily harm.
Yeah, they're looking for crash test dummies on the field, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch, actually.
Yeah, a lot of power in those three. Soon to be or most underrated power back.
Soon to be or most underrated power back. I'm going to go with, he's on the verge. A.J. Dillon.
Yeah.
Big thigh, quadzilla, whatever you want to call him. Big leg, There's a lot of nicknames for him, but we're seeing him blossom. And, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time coming in the NFL, man. With the guy what is he, 255?
Huge.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, man. And if he can move the way he does, I have A.J. Dillon as up and coming, the next in line, if you will.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon is gigantic.
Yes. One of his thighs weighs as much as me.
I've never seen him in person, but I would love to just to see like how gigantic this guy is. But he's built like a freaking refrigerator on top of a 18-wheeler.
Yeah, that's an interesting image, but yeah.
Someone fly me to Lambeau and let me see this guy in person. Because he's on my list too. Definitely the most underrated. He's soon to be the best power back. I think once, Lenny gets up there, Derrick Henry as well. A.J. Dillon's the next in line.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a guy I want to ask you about is Gus Edwards. Would he be in line for being underrated in terms of being a power back?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. Gus Edwards is underrated in general. And I guess he is a power back. So I will say, yes, Gus Bus is underrated. You don't get the nickname Gus Bus by being a little ballerina in a tutu. You're hitting someone, man.
You were about to go somewhere, though. Were you thinking about it?
Yeah, it's just... I get emotional talking about Gus Bus, man.
He's got a special place in your heart?
He does, man. And just him missing last year in a tragic way. I'm just, every time I hear his name, it just, it's hard for me to really, speak my feelings, man. But I love the guy, and he is a power back. I don't care what anyone says. Gus Bus.
He's definitely a power back.
He's gonna run you over, and you're gonna know about it the next day.
Yeah, I wanted to mention him because a lot of people forget about him, but he's
thank you for that. Thank you for bringing up Gus Bus. Literally no one is talking about Gus Bus.
Mm-mm.
He needs to be back into the swing of things, man. He'll be back, and he'll be ready to roll.
Yeah, and then the last name I want to mention is Brian Robinson. He's a rookie. He's going to be Washington.
Nice.
He's huge. Bruiser out of Alabama. I mean, a lot of you probably know him from Alabama last year watching him on the game. But he's huge, man. And he loves contact. He's going to be a touchdown getter, a short yardage guy behind Antonio Gibson. And I think he's a really good player, and he's going to be a really good power back in the NFL.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson better be looking in the rearview mirror, because I think Brian Robinson's coming fast, dude.
Oh, he's got B-Rob on his high knee.
Yeah, and you don't want... What isn't he? Isn't he like 6'3"?
Yeah, he's huge, dude, yeah.
Yeah, he was just scary at Alabama, but I say that about every Alabama running back. I think maybe it's the jerseys, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was that big running back they had that didn't really turn out in the NFL?
Trent Richardson?
Bo Scarborough?
Oh, yeah. He's still around, isn't he? Or no?
He was on Detroit for the longest, but I doubt he's still around, but hopefully he can be better than that, but he's built like that too, you know.
Yeah, but Bo Scarborough ran so high. Like, he never,
That's true.
you know, he wasn't really nimble. I've seen Brian Robinson's had some great college games where he takes over. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna be a good player. I believe in him. It's just he's having to sit behind Najee and who was the maybe Josh Jacobs. Who was before Najee?
was it Josh Jacobs?
One of those guys. He sat behind. We'll probably forget. Maybe. But
TJ Yeldon?
once they left, he finally got a shot. He's a good player. Next up, we have the best backup running backs in the NFL. Who do you got?
I mean, I have Kareem Hunt. Do you want me to name them all?
No, just one at a time, maybe.
Kareem Hunt. To me, Kareem Hunt is the best backup in the NFL, and I think he deserves a starting job somewhere because he's that kind of player, starting caliber, workhorse, in my opinion. And having that luxury behind Nick Chubb is something special. And having those guys coming at you all day has got to be frustrating and got to be tiresome. So I have Kareem Hunt as my number one backup running back in these United States of football.
Yeah, so seeing Kareem Hunt as a starter somewhere else again, after seeing what we saw from Kansas City and what he's done so far as a backup in Cleveland, it would just be incredible.
To me, it's surprising that he's still a backup.
Yeah, really.
Like, he's shown everything that you want. I mean, basically any NFL team, unless you have, you know, the top guys or, you know, a rookie you're looking to get going. I mean, I'd be calling about Kareem Hunt. I mean, they signed Dearness Johnson, so they have. I think they might be thinking, you know, Kareem's like, he's ready to roll, man.
Yeah, they keep talking about giving him an extension, but like, I mean, for Kareem, I understand. Like, Cleveland gave you a second chance after everything he went through with the videotapes and stuff. So I'd understand, like, Cleveland gave me a shot. You know, I want to be here. I've been playing well. You know, it's not a big toll on my body playing behind Nick Chubb. But, I mean, dude, if you had your second opportunity, you've proven that you're still really good back. Like, I would be trying to force my way to be a starter somewhere else. If anyone had interest, hey, trade me. I want to go to Philly. I want to go to New Orleans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he paid his dues, man. He doesn't owe Cleveland anything anymore. It's time for him to spread his wings, man, and see if he can fly. And I think, yeah, go take a chance on Kareem Hunt. I mean, it's not even a risk, really. It's not a chance. You're getting a running back, a workhorse running back, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy that Cleveland has one of the best running backs in the NFL as a backup.
It's crazy. Who's your best backup?
Yeah, it's Kareem Hunt, obviously. We talked about him, but Tony Pollard.
TP.
I'm going to give a little shout-out to the Cowboys fans out there listening. You're going to like that because, I mean, to be honest, Tony Pollard is a really special player. You know, a lot of people would say, oh, it's because, you know, he's playing change of pace. He's very efficient. He's not getting a big workload, so he can come in with fresh legs, blah, 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 blah. But in a full workload, we wouldn't expect anything less than him being a really good player, getting the workload. I mean, he returns kickoffs. He's a good pass-catching running back. They want to use him more in that, you know, aspect of the game. And he's just juicy. I mean, Tony Pollard, when I hear that name, I hear juice. That's all I hear. He's full of juice.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Tony Pollard was actually number 2 on my list. I don't think you can say enough about this guy, man. When he gets in there, he's electrifying, man. Zeke will pound away for a couple yards, and then Tony will come in, and then, you know, he's gonna he'll rip one on you real quick. You'll blink, and he's electric, and I'm glad that they're expanding his role in terms of maybe putting him in the slot, getting him some receiving. Put that guy on the dang field, man. If you have him, flaunt him. You know what I mean? When a cowboy changes spurs to wings.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take many touches for him to bust a big one, you know. You give him 8 to 12 touches, one of those is going for 20 plus. He's just that type of guy.
Like clockwork.
Who is your most underrated or soon to be best backup running back?
I have a few.
Okay.
James Cook for the Buffalo Bills. I think he's going to provide the pass catching that they've needed. They tried to sign J.D. McKissick. I've mentioned this before. He's going to unlock a new dimension. But I also think he's a good running back. I think he's very serviceable in that offense. I think he'd do really well. So I think he will usurp whoever their starting running back, and he'll be the starting running back by the end of the season. But for now, I think he's got a good role as the number 2, and he's going to shine in that role.
I like that. I think he's a good player. He's very special. I guess for me, I'll go ahead and share mine as Khalil Herbert. He's the soon-to-be best backup running back in the NFL. And it's not going to be long until he makes a huge impact on this Bears backfield, and he takes away from the usual bell cow David Montgomery. Khalil Herbert's special. Last year in his 3 to 4 games that he started, the games he played against were against really good NFL defenses. Tampa Bay comes to mind. He blew them up.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely destroyed them. And I'm trying to give Montgomery the benefit of the doubt, but if he was playing in that game, he's not doing what Khalil Herbert did. And to be honest, I think Khalil Herbert's more talented than David Montgomery. I'm going to say that with my leg out, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I think he's got burst that David Montgomery doesn't have.
Yeah, Montgomery, he's a good player. He's a good pass catcher, but he didn't have the explosiveness, the breakaway, the electric that Khalil Herbert has. He's got juice, man. He's a bell cow type of guy. When he got in, he was catching passes. He was getting 20 carries. He's just a really good football player. I believe in Khalil Herbert. Even when you picked him up, I was like, dang, I wanted him. He's a good player. He's going to be good. And he's going to be the next Tony Pollard in terms of get this guy more carries, get this guy more work. Best backup running back in the NFL. Khalil Herbert's next.
I just want to say, I love that. I love that pick. I was one of 11 people to play Khalil Herbert against Tampa Bay. Against everyone's better judgment, I went with him, and he served me right. And he proved, I think that day, he proved that he's a running back in the NFL, man, and his name should not be forgotten.
Yeah, it was weird because I was like his second game. Because his first game he was really good.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 touchdowns, and then everyone was like, he had a great week, but Tampa Bay's defense is number 1 against running backs. So everyone was like, do we bet on the talent? Do we bet on what he did the week before? And if you did, you reap the rewards. But just the amount of success he had against that great, Devin White, Levante David, Vita Vea, those type of guys, like true elite defenders against the run, he blew them up. This guy's loaded, man.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a few big runs. It was constant, like ripping off 7 to 8 yards.
Yeah, if you had that red zone on, it kept going back to that game. Khalil Herbert, 12-yard run. Khalil Herbert. Yeah. This dude is just beast.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, we needed some Khalil Herbert hype in here.
Yeah. I'm a believer.
Yes, sir. I have some honorable mentions I like to mention.
Can I guess one?
Sure.
Madison?
Yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the years he's been backing up Dalvin and looking like him. Sometimes I can't tell the difference unless I see the number, man.
I think they smell alike, too.
Yeah, they smell like pipsqueak. I also have soon to be.
Sure.
In that category. I want to see your opinion. Agree or disagree on this one. Darrell Henderson.
Darrell Henderson? I like it.
You agree?
Yeah, he's a guy I considered. He's an honorable mention, I would say, because, he's good. He's definitely a good player.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah. We saw a little bit of that last year, man. He can do it all, too, as well.
Michael Carter.
Good backup. Yeah, he's a good backup.
Isn't that the category?
I don't know if he'll be the best.
One of the best?
Not sure about that. I don't think he would be in there.
He was top 5 in broken tackles?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, he can break tackles. He can catch a little pass.
You don't think he has potential?
I think he does, but this is a Breece Hall show.
I also have the guy from LSU.
Okay.
What's his name? Davis Price?
Tyrion Davis-Price.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he can be one of the best backups. Maybe he'll be the starter. I'm not sure.
Really? What about Jeff Wilson?
He's old, dude. Injury prone.
You like TDP?
I like TDP, man.
He's big man.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the starter.
I
by the
would.
end of the year.
I think I would.
You think Elijah's got a lock?
There's a lot of hype around TDP right now. I like him. I mean, he's like 6'3", 235.
Good
6'1",
night.
6'1", 235, sorry. But still, yeah, he's huge. He played at LSU. He's a good player, but, I mean, Elijah Mitchell proved himself last year. If you want me to be completely honest with you.
Hey, man, I'm rooting for Elijah. I'm just saying, dude, with that coaching staff, you don't know. It's a carousel. They still have Trey Sermon, man.
Mm-hmm.
What on God's green earth is going on in the Bay?
Yeah, I just think if Elijah Mitchell is healthy and playing, I think he's the guy. But like you said, this is for best backups. He can definitely be that guy for him. Because, I mean, the Niners have a lot of injury histories. Jeff Wilson doesn't stay healthy. Trey Sermon is pretty bad, apparently. So
I heard he's been doing a lot of polar bear plunges in the Pacific.
yeah, well, maybe he needs to go to the Antarctic.
He'll die.
Why?
Actually, maybe. I don't know how long you could last. I guess you could get in and get out.
Orcas don't kill people, dude.
Orcas will kill you, dude.
I think there's only been 3, and it's all happened to, Tillamook? And he was in captivity.
You think that orcas have only killed 3 people?
I don't think there's been any recorded of orcas killing humans in the wild.
Yeah, I believe that.
Isn't that interesting, though?
Yeah, because, dude, they're swimming
But they're
hundreds of miles. They don't have time to stop and eat a human.
they're one of the most scary animals in the ocean that we know of, and their name is killer whale. So you would assume that they're, very mean. They're obviously twisted in the head, if you want to look into that, but they don't kill humans.
Have you ever seen the video of them making a wave and knocking the seal into the sea and then eating it?
I have, yeah.
That's scary smart. Like, I couldn't imagine if I was that seal just, bathing around in a big tidal wave and you fall into the water and there's just 5 hungry killer whales waiting to rip your head off.
Yeah, I think they're really evil to, like, the animals and the prey that they stalk and stuff. They do,
I don't
like,
think
weird,
I don't
twisted...
think you could call them evil. That's their instinct.
No, but
They're smart as poop. That's what's scary.
I don't know why, but off the top of my head, but they have been done some really messed up things.
Tillamook? Or in the wild?
Just in general. I think they're weird.
Is there an example?
No, I don't know any.
Because they're just
But
hunting.
I have seen this guy was paddleboarding, and there was 2 killer whales. They kept, like, bumping up against it. And I was like, dude, if I was on that scenario, I would just, like...
Would you give up?
I wouldn't know. I'd have a heart attack, drown to the bottom of the ocean. And, yeah, hopefully they just leave me there. It was terrifying.
Yeah,
I'll be real.
they're terrifying, but they shouldn't be held captive.
No.
Obviously, we see what happens. They go crazy. A little fin frowns. It's very sad to see, but they're beautiful creatures when they're just migrating for hundreds of miles a day in families, and they communicate, and they get sad when one of them dies. They're like a little family. Pods, I think they are when they're traveling in groups.
Yeah. Animals are beautiful.
Yes. They're not evil, dude.
No, dude, you gotta go look up some stories.
There's gotta be another word. Maybe like, what is it? Harsh?
I would like to have another word for it, but I remember reading a couple articles on them. I was like, dude,
I'm interested.
These things are twisted.
I'm interested now.
Yeah.
I don't think that, but they don't do it like their intention is to be malicious. Yes. That's very scary, actually.
It's very scary, yes, 100%.
Okay, we'll move. Still shout out to killer whales, man. Free him from SeaWorld. Free Willy, Shamu, Tillamook, rest in peace. And rest in peace all those that died because of SeaWorld.
Harambe.
Don't put shampoo in SeaWorld.
Best running back tandem.
I mean, I've got a few.
Okay, one at a time.
We keep harping on this one, man. The Browns.
Is that your number one?
Yes.
Who do they got?
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Ooh, that's juicy.
I mean, pick your poison, man. Nick Chubb's going to come in and find the hole and hit it hard. And then Kareem Hunt, just even taking a screen, breaking a few tackles, he's got a nose for touchdowns. He's very dangerous in the red zone. It's just, they hit you where it hurts, is what that tandem does, man. When you're not wearing your jockstrap, they're hitting you right in the dink. There's no, and you know what's coming, but can you stop it? I don't think so, man. That's a problem with these two are a problem, man.
Yeah, I guess the saying's normally thunder with lightning,
I think it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
but this one's thunder with thunder.
Oh, is thunder better than lightning?
You get boom boom on this thunder, and then you get boom boom on that thunder right after each other.
It's like that thunder that's it rumbles at first and then it spanks.
Yeah,
And the house shakes.
yeah. Kareem Hunt's that, or Nick Chubb's the rumble, because he's just
He's
tearing you
rumbling.
down,
Yeah.
and then Kareem Hunt comes in and spanks you.
Yeah. It's crazy because you know what the Browns are gonna do. Their whole offense.
Dude, if you're the offensive coordinator, if I had those two running backs, that would be my offense as well.
I'm running 40 times a game.
Yeah, shoot. I would throw to both of them, though. I would find a way to get Nick
I would
Chubb some
too.
passes.
I would too. Who you got? Do you have them number one?
Oh, yeah.
Who's number two?
Yeah. Number two for me is the Packers for right now. I just like the Thunder and Lightning combo. I love that. Aaron Jones comes in, and I like how both of them can do two things. A.J. Dillon came into the league not known for being a pass catcher, but they still throw it to him, and he's been reliable. And Aaron Jones is the same way. He can handle a bunch of carries, but he's one of the best pass catchers in the league as well. So both those guys can come in, command a full workload, all do 3 down back type of things. But one of them's fast, one of them's juice. It's just a crazy combination, if we're being honest. I have the Packers too.
I have the Packers 3.
Ooh, who do you slip
But-
in there?
The points you just made about how they can both do the same things, receive and run, is invaluable these days, and I don't
Mhm.
think you get it all the time. Either one can do one thing better and the other one does catching better, you know what I mean?
Right.
My number 2 is the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, really? Do you believe that?
I do. I think maybe it's because they complement each other so well and they root for each other, and I think Melvin Gordon's still a good running back. I mean, they both ran for 900 yards. He's got fumbling issues, but I still think he has a lot left in the tank, and he's someone you have to game plan for, you know? You can't just... and he's a good receiving back, too. He's had his more than his fair share of good receiving years, a lot of receptions, Javonte. So they can basically do the same thing, too. But I feel like they're very similar in a lot of ways, and I think that's scary to have two very similar backs. But Javonte is, just a lot a bit better.
Wow. Yeah, I have them on my list too. I think they're number 4.
I think that was a little bit of Broncos bias coming out of me, man, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I think a little bit, just because I don't know. I think Javonte potentially could be one of the best backs in the league.
I bet you Luke has Buffalo Bills.
No, I do not have the Buffalo Bills.
Devin Singletary and Zach Moss.
I mean, obviously the Cowboys should be on the list.
Yeah, they're on mine. They're 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The Vikings may be another one. Just that 1-2 right there.
What about the Patriots?
I don't have the Patriots, but
Is that honorable mention? They seem to be a good duo.
with Stevenson and Harris,
Mm-hmm.
or with James White.
Stevenson and
Maybe
Harris.
if we were gonna do RB depth, like there's 7 running backs, who is the best ones? It's probably the Patriots.
Yeah, but I remember at one point last year we were comparing to poor man's Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt last year. We were doing that.
Who did?
It might have been you.
Me, you, and I.
It might have been you, it might have been me.
I think that's fair. I don't know if...
Because they had a couple weeks where they're like, dang, is this the new duo?
Yeah.
But they kind of cooled off at the end.
Yeah, I think those two duos are really good. I guess it's the concern of, like,
They have so much
there's
more.
so many other... James White, Pierce Strong, Kevin Harris. They just have so many guys that they're probably going to use that everyone kind of just like, ah. But in terms of them two being 1-2, yeah, they're definitely honorable mentions, I think.
Well, I think Damian Harris is getting the starting role back.
As he should.
He's going to head the committee.
He should. I agree with that. I think.
I hate the word committee.
Okay.
Reading it
Go on, then.
in terms of fantasy. Because really what that means is nothing good for you, really. And it's just a nice way to say it, man. He's not going to get as many touches as you want. But as far as thinking about it in real football, it's beautiful, man. Split the love, man. We got some good players out there. Let's all get a little piece of the pie.
Hear me out on this one. I know we haven't seen one of these guys yet, but James Robinson and Travis Etienne,
I was thinking about that one.
that might be a good one once they're fully healthy.
Yeah, I wanted to do it, but Robinson is Achilles, man. I don't know how good he'd come back after that.
And I think another guy we could see kind of, improve as a backup and make this one of the better tandems is the Colts with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. It sounds like they're going to use Nyheim Hines a lot as a pass catcher, and he's very electric, and he's shown that he can be really good in that role. So maybe that tandem can kind of get a little juice of being like a thunder and lightning. And because Nyheim Hines is probably one of their best pass catchers on the entire team, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I agree.
So if they can use him a little more, that can be one of the better duos too.
Can I bring back one?
Yeah, of course.
JK and Gus Bus.
Yeah, that's a tandem right there, boy.
I just had to put that one in there. I didn't know you were going to mention Gus Bus, so let's mention him twice. That was a combo for the ages. I think JK averaged 6 yards a carry, scored a lot of touchdowns, and Gus Bus was hammering away the whole dang time, man. So shouts out to you guys. I hope for a speedy recovery, and we see you again in 2022, man.
Yeah, I'll look at him.
I'll look at him far and wide.
You got big eyes near him?
I'll tell you what.
All right, man. We got.
On your head.
Let's move on to the receivers, man. I know we did a lot on this running back, but we're also going to touch on receiver because we don't dance around. We come in here, we throw the fire down, we light it up, we start dancing around it, we start singing around it. There's no more laughing and joking anymore. This is serious time. We're getting to the wide receivers. Most complete wide receiver in the NFL. You can give me one, you can give me two, you can give me three.
I have a lot.
I just want one first. Who's the best? Who's the most complete?
Cooper Kupp is the most complete, in my opinion. Cooper Kupp, he can do everything. Short, he can take screens. Intermediate, got the long ball. We saw it in the Super Bowl. He's a blocker. He does everything you'd want and need as a wide receiver. He's going to be in the right spot. Good route running. Good hands. Sure hands. He's going to be in the right spot. This is the guy that's always going to be there for you, and you can always rely on him. His name is Cooper Jeffrey Kupp.
Yeah, I like that. I was trying to think, like, last year, if we were to say Cooper Kupp was number one, would that be a reach? Like, was there an outcome to where he could have been the number one? Or is this more of just what he did based off last year? Like,
I think if we would have said it last year, it would have been laughed at.
Really? Okay.
Because this is the way us football fans are, man. Recency bias, man. It's a real thing. I mean, Cooper Kupp was hurt. They forgot about him. That's what happens. They think he's not going to be as good. He came back and lit the world on fire.
Last year, our most complete receiver number one was Davante Adams.
He's still up there.
He's my number one most complete. I know he had a change of scenery. A lot of that could be attributed to Aaron Rodgers, obviously. So, I mean, that'll kind of tell what kind of receiver he really is. But in terms of being the most complete, I think it's Adams, just because of his reliability. I mean, you could say these exact same things about Cooper Kupp. But I just think, like, Davante Adams is, bulletproof. He's a great route runner. He's got good hands. He can block. He's got the full package just like Kupp. But Kupp's white.
I mean, I don't think anyone can argue it. Like, he's my number 2.
Yeah, those are my 1 and 2. I think they're 1A, 1B, if we're being real with each other.
I also have Stephon Diggs.
For most complete? Interesting.
Route running, beautiful.
He's one of my favorite players, so I like it. I don't have him on there, but
You don't?
I don't.
What does he need to be complete? I don't understand.
No, he's definitely complete, but he's not. I don't know. Is he Devontae Adams level? Good? Elite? To me, Adams and Kupp are tier 1. That's why I had him there, but I think he's very complete, for sure.
Also, now I don't want to say my other one.
Say it.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Wow, so would that all be tier 1 for you?
I don't think about it like that. I just think of their skill set and what they bring, and if they can do literally everything, they're complete to me.
Who's the most complete? You said Kupp?
Kupp and Adams are on a different level, though, yes.
Okay.
Like, they
Yes.
are, 1A, 1B. I mean,
Yeah, okay, I agree with you there. Yeah,
when I think of complete, Stephon Diggs can do everything, correct?
yeah, I love
Like
that, Stephon.
Yeah, and then DeAndre Hopkins, I know he's kind of got a black cloud over him, but dude, he can do everything.
Yeah.
He's got everything you need in a wide receiver. So I didn't want to forget him.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best wide receivers we've seen in a while, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes, and he did it with a bunch of booty cheek quarterbacks.
And for some reason, his name seems like, they're dragging it through the mud.
It's like old news.
Yeah, and it's weird because if he gets that suspension lessened to like 2 games or something, I know he's appealing, but...
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, it sounds like it's nothing serious.
And then we'll see DeAndre Hopkins be a freak again like he always is.
Yes, he's a freak. He's definitely most complete as well.
You want to do soon to be?
Yes, mine is Jamar Chase. It's obvious.
That's why, man.
Is it not obvious, though?
Yeah, that was my first one I thought of.
I mean, there's a handful of guys you can mention here. Debo, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, whatever you want. But Jamar Chase is to me more complete than all of them. Size, speed, everything. He has it all. He's very complete, and just being so young, to me, he's soon to be the most complete. I mean, eventually with Adams and Kupp getting up there in age, DeAndre Hopkins as well. Jamar Chase is the next guy to be the best receiver in the NFL, the most complete receiver in the NFL, and he's my choice. And it sounds like he's yours as well.
Yeah, I actually want to say something. I have Justin Jefferson as a complete wide receiver.
Okay.
I think he's ahead of Jamar Chase in terms of that.
Really?
Yeah, he can run every route. He's very, very skilled. I think he's up there with complete guys.
Wow. Okay.
He's astonishing talent, and I think we've seen him.
Over Chase for most complete.
Yes,
Okay,
I
wow.
have Chase number 1 on soon to be. I think he has some things to polish off. Yeah, he had a lot of big plays, big stats, but there's some things he could have worked on. I think his intermediate route and short routes, because we saw the big play. Yeah, he's great contested catch and everything, and he's got a nose for yards after the catch. Great, but Justin Jefferson is a freak in terms of route running. He can run every route in the route tree.
Jamar Chase rookie year last year, his first season, lots to learn. He was the number 1 at LSU. He's the next one. He's the number 1.
This isn't LSU no more.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm pleading my case for Jamar.
I have a few more of soon to be. CeeDee Lamb. Agree to disagree, or you agree to be quiet? Yeah, got him, boys. That was for the boys over in the north.
I'll agree to run my teeth through your hair, dude.
Floss.
I'm gonna floss on your hair, man.
You don't agree or what?
For most complete, yeah, he could be that. To me, most complete means the best receiver in the NFL, and I don't know if I see CeeDee Lamb being that.
See, I have different definition.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I'm talking about Pro Bowl, All Pro. He's...
I'm just, most complete, there's only a few names I'm going to put. Because I have to save room for a lot of these other guys as well.
I have T. Higgins on here.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Is he built for it like that?
I think so. I have Michael Pittman.
Huh. Interesting. Why do you have so many guys for the most complete receiver?
I think they can get there. Christian Kirk.
Wow. You got a lot of guys on that one.
I didn't know it was the best player in the. I was thinking like potential to be a good wide receiver, great wide receiver.
Yeah, I guess you could interpret it that way, yeah. It works that way too, yeah.
Come on, man. We can't just pick the best of the best, dude.
I just saying,
We
like,
wouldn't have any names.
most complete receiver in the NFL.
What about soon to be?
Yeah, and then soon to be as well.
So the only one you have is Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he's my soon to be most complete receiver.
Where's Kyle Pitts?
He's on there.
I wanted to put him on one of these so bad, but I knew the guy back in Mini would get mad at me.
Yeah, the producer might throw open your chair.
The producer.
And yes, I do
I got
some of the producing.
I got a bone to pick with the producer, man.
Hey, leave him alone.
Hey, email me.
All right, so I'm interested. Did you use those names again, multiple times, or that was for all?
A few, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I had so many names.
Yeah, I tried to.
But if I had to pick the one soon to be, it would be Jamar Chase.
Yeah, okay.
The next great.
See, that's. I think that's where I kind of messed up because I only used like one name. Like, I only used them once for one category, pretty much.
Yeah, I tried not to use them, but there's some. I mean, I have like. So for the next categories, I have like the OG. Like you kind of know, they belong in that category. So it goes without saying.
Mhm.
So we can just go move on and do it.
Okay.
And we'll see what it looks like, man. If it looks like paint, it looks like modern art, you can email me.
Yeah, this will get interesting because a lot of interesting names. A lot of people we kind of have to give respect to
We gotta pay homage to them boys.
who've been doing it for a little
Yeah.
while.
Names out for Harambe.
Next up, we have the best route runners in the NFL.
Ooh, man, the guys that can do the tango on the white line.
Best route runner in the NFL for me is Stephon Diggs. Yeah, you mentioned him the most complete, but to me, his greatest strength is his route running ability. He's open 100% of the time, all the time. I mean, dude, I saw a YouTube video of him casually playing 7-on-7 with, some college D1 guys, and he literally torched everyone. Like, there was no reason, no business of him being there, just for fun.
He does it to his brother. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and
He makes his brother look foolish.
it was crazy because, they're D1 athletes, but it kind of puts you in that perspective of, if I would, you being out there with Stephon Diggs, this is what
That's
he would,
another level.
this is what he would do to me. And I put my mind out there, and he literally destroyed everyone. You can't guard him. So it was crazy. He's always open. Josh Allen, favorite target, easy. Stephon Diggs, best route runner.
You know what Stephon Diggs and Waffle House have in common?
Open 24 hours.
Yeah, always open, man. You can get yourself some chocolate chip pancake.
Yeah, give me
Waffles.
the
You
dinner
ever been to
plate.
Waffle House and ordered pancakes?
No.
They poop on the plate.
I always get that breakfast plate with the hash browns, eggs, bacon.
Dude, I haven't been to Waffle House in a while, but I always remember having a good old time there, man, and they treat me well.
Yeah, they're good people. It stinks.
But don't ask for pancakes at Waffle House.
Oh, I see, because it's waffles only.
You just registered?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking much.
Man, you must have P-O-O-P in your head.
I wouldn't argue that.
I have Stephon Diggs on my list as
Oh,
well.
that's easy.
I mean,
That's commonhood.
but
man.
I wasn't even going to say it, man, because I knew someone had to say it, dude.
I'll do it again.
I have Hunter Renfrow. Dude, that guy can tangle on the white line, dude. He sets up his defender so crazy. He makes him look so foolish on his
That's a
out
good one.
routes. He's a very methodical and just very crazy. If you can just pull up his highlights and
Yeah.
they'll slow him down and explain what he's doing, and it's crazy how smart and intellectually he goes in. He might not be the fastest or quickest, but man, the way he shifts his body, it's a work of art, man.
Dude, yeah, he's very deceptive.
Yeah, he
the
looks
way
like
he
he
looks,
wears New
he's-
Balance.
he's
Monarchs.
balding. To me, he's like poison ivy. You get rubbed up on one of those poison ivy plants. I can speak from experience. You get rubbed up on one of those, you think everything's good, you look fine. You get home, you know, about 3 hours later, and you're itchy, you got bumps on your leg, and you're feeling like Lima Swede for a good 24 minutes.
What does that have to do with...
And it's itchy, and it doesn't go away for a few days. I say that because Hunter Renfrow doesn't look like a guy that's going to make you itchy. He doesn't look like he's going to give you poison ivy. But when you rub up on him, he bites you. He'll hit you hard.
He's going to make you uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. He's going to make you itchy. He's going to leave you on the floor. He's going to leave you having to put ointment on your body.
Was he on your list?
He's not. I actually have him for another category, which
That's
shows how good Hunter Renfrow actually really is.
Another route runner, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, he's my number 2.
Yeah, he's my number 2.
That's easy, too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keenan Allen.
I mean, his whole body of work speaks for itself, man. That guy is master at running routes.
He's a true professional route runner.
He is.
Dude, I saw something, and like, I mean, his hands are excellent too, but dude, he is so gosh darn good at running routes. It's crazy.
Sometimes it looks like he's dancing at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Like but whenever he gets off the line, the cornerback doesn't get a hand on him. Like, it's pretty crazy how he's pretty shifty in that nature. He'll set you up one way, he's going the other.
Yeah, you mentioned Hunter Renfrow. He's basically Hunter Renfrow, but experienced 10 years at it. Like, just
he's seen it all.
Yeah, just...
He knows where to sit, too, in, like, a coverage. Yeah. I mean, things like that. And I also have, all the good ones, like Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp.
Who's your soon-to-be? Or underrated?
Chris Olave.
Ah, I love that one, dude.
Yeah, I got Chris
How'd you
Olave.
do that?
I think he's... you see him in college, and he ran some very good routes. I think he needs to polish it up a little bit, but man...
No, that's an incredible one. I respect that one tremendously.
That's probably the nicest thing you said on the podcast in one of my takes.
I mean it.
Did you have him?
I didn't, but I should have, because you're right.
But I think the best route runner is Devontae Adams. But I don't have to go into it. We talked about him.
Yeah. I mean, I would have had Adams, but I figured since I used him at Most Complete.
Yeah, I mean, he's a master. Also for soon-to-be great route runners, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
My soon-to-be is Justin Jefferson.
Well, you got him still in the baby cake line.
Yeah, well, I only wanted to use one or two names for my best route runner, and I don't know if he's on the level of, he is. He's definitely there, but I just think he's soon to be the best by far. Like, people are going to know, he's the best route runner in the NFL. I mean, a lot of people do notice that. He's extremely talented. He is probably there right now. But if I were going to make a tier list, I think Diggs and Keenan Allen I would have to give more respect to right now.
Yeah. I have Jerry Jeudy.
Huh.
I think they always talk about his footwork. We don't really get to see it, but maybe we'll see.
I like
it for
that.
sure.
Soon to be, he could be for sure.
Devontae Smith as well.
Huh.
I think his route tree could be crazy as well. And Chris Godwin.
Okay. You have a lot of names here.
Yeah, but remember our criteria is different.
Yeah.
I just think these guys can be elite.
Hmm?
Soon to be elite. Chris Godwin might already be there, to be honest with you, man. That guy's real, real good.
What about Garrett Wilson?
I don't know much about him, but he could be... he could very well come out in 2022 and be the best rookie wide receiver, and I would not be surprised. I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about...
Is it the landing
There's a lot
spot?
of question marks with Zach Wilson, and they have Elijah Moore, they have Corey Davis.
A lot of question marks.
Yeah.
Another technician that I'm going to put down for underrated. He's also a white man. His name's Adam Thielen.
Dang, yeah.
He's a route technician.
Man. He's a bad man.
Yeah.
He gets forgotten about, but he's so good. Many different levels. Because I have him as well.
Oh, you did?
On.
Oh, I'll swim near it.
I'm a killer whale.
No, stay away. Best hands. Who has the best hands? Who has hands like pillows?
Besides Odell Beckham Jr.?
Besides him.
I don't have him on my list, man. He didn't crack the code.
No, he's not on that.
Da Vinci. I have DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep, number 1, baby.
You had him?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I thought you forgot about him.
I'm not sleeping.
I mean, we've talked about him. That guy has probably greatest catches in the last 5 years, man. With last second grabs in the end zone with one-handed snags with things you couldn't even between his legs. It's hard to argue DeAndre Hopkins. I also have Tim Patrick
Ouch.
because of he doesn't drop the ball
No, he's got great hands.
with a bad quarterback. I also have Mike Evans.
Interesting.
He has really good hands.
Does he have a
Strong
high
hands,
catch rate?
Big hands. What?
He's got a good catch rate on it.
Yeah, he's very, very. You can count him. Yeah, he's very sure-handed.
Yeah, thinking about it, I can't really remember our MHM making drops.
And Godwin, they're both really solid.
Mhm.
And Adam Thielen has one of the highest catch rate percentages.
He's a good
So
one.
he's got great hands, and he's a technician, dude. And
Yes,
he's white.
he's good. He's
Yeah.
darn good at football, dude.
I tell you what, man.
Hopkins was one for me, and a guy you mentioned earlier as a great route runner, I have as some of the best hands in the NFL, Hunter Renfrow. I mean, that just shows you, dude, he's got the routes and he's got the hands. I mean, dude, his hands are really good. I don't have any stats to back it up because I don't play that way that much. But, I mean, he's a straight slot receiver, very reliable, Wes Welker type of guy, great hands, doesn't drop a lot. And he's made some spectacular catches.
I hear his hands are so good that when he goes to the petting zoo, all the animals come to him.
They like to rub on it.
Yeah. He's got really good hands, man.
Is that something he's known for, you think?
Yeah, like the goats follow him around and lick on him a little bit.
You didn't like the Renfrow one?
Yeah, I think he has really good hands.
He has excellent hands?
I think he has those hands that you expect him to catch anything thrown his way. Like he's gonna make a spectacular catch if he has to.
Who has the best hands in NFL history?
Calvin Johnson.
Ouch.
Does that mean?
Yeah, it's Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, pardon my French. It's Larry Fitzgerald, dude. That guy had dreadlocks to his butt.
I think he had more tackles than he had drops in his career or something.
Dude, yeah. I take back what I said. Larry the legend, dude.
I was hoping you would lock onto that, but
How could I forget? Because
Yeah.
I remember looking up drop rates, and his was like something stupidly crazy. Like that guy never let the ball hit the ground.
never.
That's crazy. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks for having me say it.
Soon to be best hands.
This one's interesting.
Yeah, I want to hear yours first.
This guy had a really great catch rate last year. I think he was number 1. He's also a rookie. So soon to be, he's young, he's a slot, he's very reliable. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Dang it, man. He's on mine. I thought
Really?
I was going to get you with that one.
I'm
I
a
thought
slip
I was
one.
going to surprise.
We'll pink slip this one.
Yeah, man. That was a good one. I have him. Yeah, I have him around here.
I think he's a solid. He's going to be a slot. He's proved a lot last year. I think a lot of people going into the year had a lot of high expectations. Oh, this guy could be really good, even though he was a 3rd or 4th round pick. And he showed that he belongs in this league. Great hands, good playmaking ability.
Reliable.
And he showed a lot. And I think he can soon to be just super reliable. He can be a Hunter Renfrow. Great hands. Just solid. I think he's very underrated in that aspect. So that's why I have him on this list.
I think his soon to be great hands are the reason that him and Jared Goff are going to continue that special bond they had. And
Me
he's
too.
Gonna put up good numbers in fantasy.
I believe that as well.
I have a few. Christian Kirk.
Ooh, that's interesting.
He caught 80% of the balls thrown his way last year.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have guessed it, but he's got a solid pair of hands on him, dude.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in Christian Kirk in Jacksonville.
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I
Scary
love that.
Terry. We've seen him make some crazy catches. He's an acrobat in the air, man. He's going to put the hands on the pigskin, grip, go to the ground, still have possession. That's Terry for you.
He's
And
got
he
big-
got his bag.
Yeah, shout out to you for getting 3 for 71. That's big dollar money.
Yeah, pay for your children's daycare.
Because he's got super strong hands, man. It's hard to get the ball out of his hands. And a very underrated contested catch guy.
And a nice boozy fade.
He's a good-looking guy.
I also have George Pickens.
Wow.
I've seen that guy catch a ball right off the jug machine, right off the oven.
He's a worker. I like George Pickens.
I think that's why Deontay Johnson, rumor has it, might be on the move. Trade block.
I don't know. I think that's more for Calvin Austin.
Who?
Calvin Austin?
The Memphis kid?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy's
George
good.
Pickens is Chase Claypool's replacement because he's not very good.
George Pickens got hands like,
He's good.
yeah, like Dumbledore.
He had terrible interviews. He was injured last year, so a lot of teams kind of fell off of him. But he was apparently terrible in his interviews. He just didn't care. He wanted to fight coaches. But
That's the guy you need on your
yeah,
team.
I think he's a perfect Steeler. And he's amazing. He's gonna be a really good pro if he can handle it all.
And I have Pittman.
Oh wow,
Rounding it off.
you have a lot of interesting names in this one.
Yeah, I like his hands, dude. He seems like a sure-handed dude.
Yeah.
And it's only gonna get better because the accuracy of Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he's Mike Evans, man. He's gonna be a reliable target, big body.
Let's go to the next one, unless you have anyone else to add.
No, I don't.
Contested catch.
Yeah,
GOAT.
GOAT,
Randy Moss.
Calvin Johnson,
Vincent Jackson.
Calvin Johnson,
Malcolm Floyd.
Megatron,
Who's a guy that always at the 1 yard line they throw a fade?
Vincent Jackson,
Mike Evans.
him too. Yeah,
Mike Williams.
yeah,
Well, Mike Williams is on my list.
yes,
Mike Evans is on your list.
yes.
Okay, we got the Mikes. Those were probably the easiest ones. I'm gonna say Scary Terry again.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, he should be in there.
You got any more to add?
Nope, I only did two, man. Mike Williams, Mike Evans.
Oh, you got the Mike squared.
That's tier one. I think T. Higgins, he's my underrated guy for contested catch. Those downfield contested catch ones that are way
Hey.
down the field are absolutely crazy. Like the way he can manipulate the ball in his hands to where the defender can't knock it out. He's probably the best in the league at that.
I
And
also have T. Higgins.
Yeah, it's not 1 yard fades. It's 40-yard bombs on two defenders. You know what I mean? He's a freak at that.
I also have Drake London,
Yeah, he's my soon to be.
soon to be.
Yep.
T. Higgins, Drake London. I also have Devontae Smith. I've seen him do it on one of the best corners in the league. Patrick Surtain II.
That's not saying. I mean, yeah, he's a different body type, different mold, but I can see that for sure.
Yeah, like Steve Smith.
He's got it all.
All right, let's move on to the deep threats.
Okay,
Going, gone.
it's the home run hitters.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both have the cheetah number one.
Oh yeah,
Tyreek Hill.
that ain't no debate.
Yeah, man, that guy's a speed merchant, man.
That's the ultimate
How
deep
come
threat
he wasn't complete for you?
because he's speed. That's it.
I agree.
That ain't complete.
Yeah.
He runs
Where's Deebo Samuel on any of your lists?
when he's
dude?
running down the sideline. He runs out of bounds.
Where's Deebo Samuel on any of your lists, dude? The disrespect on this podcast. I was waiting for you to mention Deebo. You haven't mentioned him one single time, man.
Yeah, well, sorry we didn't have a category for receivers that play running back.
Great answer, man. I don't have him on any list. So.
What would I have him on? Yards after catch, most. What does he
Biggest
do?
divas? I would have had A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel,
Odell.
someone else. Tyreek Hill is probably on there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's someone else. They're all divas.
They're all divas.
Okay. I have Brandon Cooks.
Okay.
Deep threat.
Yeah. I like that one too.
You have to think about it, or can you just see the bombs going in his hand?
Yeah, I'm picturing it. He's a great deep threat.
You got him?
Nope. I only put two names, dude.
Who are they?
My second best deep threat, because I want to give a lot of credit to, because he's been one of the better ones over the last few years, is Tyler Lockett.
Dang it. That was my third one.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit for being as good at what he does. And he even did well last year without Russell Wilson down the field. Not all the time, but in terms of being a deep threat, there's not many people who do it like Tyler Lockett. If any.
That was his, he was the best for a really long time.
Yeah.
Basically, him and Russell, man, it was just a match made in heaven, man. I don't know if we'll see it much going forward, but let's hope.
We're going to see it.
We'll see it every now and again.
Yeah, that's just what he does, man. He's that gosh darn good at it.
Soon to be.
My number one soon to be is Darnell Mooney.
I have him on here.
Because his speed is next level. Justin Fields has got the arm to make him that deep threat. And we've seen it. That's just what he is. He's a deep threat. If you're going to classify him as anything, it's a deep threat. He's not known for being a possession guy. He's got extreme wills, big playability. He's a young man. We could see it a lot this year, being the number one now in Chicago. We saw a little bit of it last year. But Darnell Mooney is my soon-to-be best deep threat in the NFL.
Ooh, Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, I smell that one.
I also have Darnell Mooney for all the reasons you mentioned. I have KJ Hamler.
Okay.
The Tyler Lockett of the Denver Broncos, man. They look the same. They smell the same. They are the same, man. But KJ's a little faster.
Sure.
So you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be some bombs to KJ Hamler, and I'll put a water bet on it right now. I'm putting my hand up.
On what?
That he's going to catch a bomb from Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he will.
3
3 what?
bombs.
He'll catch 3.
5.
How many games is there? 18 every 3 games. What's 18 divided by 3? 6. I think 5 is a good number.
Okay, man, no water bet. This guy stinks.
He ain't going to be Tyler Lockett.
It's hard to be when you're the third option.
4th.
But if Judy or
5th.
Cortland Sutton goes down,
5th option.
you better watch out. Albert O's listening.
I like it. He's good. Deep threat.
Jameson Williams.
Ooh, that's a good one. You got anything on him? You're just going to say it?
Yeah, Jameson Williams, when he comes back from injury, is going to be a special human being. Let's just hope Jared Goff can get him that ball, man.
Yes.
And I think he can. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's a burner, man. I like that. I have another one that's Gabriel Davis. He's shown that he's done that already. He's not known for his speed or anything, but he's big, he's a good route runner, and he gets open down the field. And he's going to get a lot of opportunities this year. I think he's a really good deep threat, and he's one of my soon-to-bes.
What about Jalen Guyton?
No.
I love throwing him off his train of thought, boys.
Come on, man. You got a whole list of them.
Let's go to the best wide receiver duos.
Yes.
I think we're in agreement that Cincinnati has the best duo.
Yes, they do.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, young and fun to watch, man. Athletes to the T. They're going to be special for a really long time, man. It's kind of like seeing Ocho Cinco and TJ Hushmanzada all over again, man.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, man, and those stars and stripes, man. I hope they get that white helmet so we can see the white tiger.
Sure, we'll get you those white helmets.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen those. Are those coming this year?
Better hope.
Yeah, those are nice. I like them too.
Tampa Bay.
You have them number 2?
Tampa Bay? Yeah.
Wow.
How can you not? Mike Evans and Chris Godwin?
No, they're close second.
What's second?
I have them close second.
They're second?
Yeah, and they're close to Cincinnati.
Oh, so they could be first.
No, but they're close.
Dude, this guy's on some payout. Minnesota.
Are they number 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
respect it.
Chargers.
No.
The Raiders.
Mm-mm.
Broncos.
I think, no, the Vikings 3 is good, about where it is.
What do you have 3? The Eagles?
The Vikings?
You acted like you didn't have them on there.
No, you kept asking more that I didn't really agree with.
Okay, go ahead.
My number 4 is the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, you have them together on the same team. What are you going to do about it? Not a gosh darn thing about it.
Why aren't the Chargers up there?
They are.
I have them 4.
I got them 5.
What about the Raiders?
Do you like the Raiders more than you like the Rams? Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp?
I think I like the Rams.
Yeah, that was my group right there.
What about the Broncos?
They're probably like 10 or 11.
Not bad. Luke, you gotta fear open water.
I mean, you got to think. So the Bengals 1, Buccaneers 2, Vikings 3, Miami, Rams, the Cardinals, Hopkins and Hollywood Brown, Chargers, Seattle got Metcalf and Lockett. Who else? The Raiders. Shoot, the Eagles.
They could be.
That's the top 10 unit. And then probably the Broncos at 11.
Best wide receiver 3s?
The best wide receiver 3 in the NFL is Tyler Boyd. Argue with a brick wall. And it's crazy because we mentioned the Bengals having the best duo, and they also have the best number 3. So it's pretty insane, the receiving corps and what they've been able to bring up around there, man. They got a really good group.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to agree, but I have someone written down that's different than that.
You have someone better than him?
Russell Gage.
Yeah, he's my number 3.
My number 2 is Paris Campbell the number 2 in Indiana? Indianapolis?
I think Alec Pierce isn't very good, so I would put Paris Campbell at the number 2.
Then Alec Pierce is the best number 3.
Really?
I don't know why you hate on him, dude.
I just don't think he's going to be very good.
You think the bathtub's too deep.
He doesn't bring much for me, for being honest. He wasn't very good in college. He didn't dominate with his size and speed, which is concerning. I mean, he's more of like a one-on-one deep ball guy. He's not a great route runner or anything. He's just got a big body frame, and he ran a fast speed, but he didn't really showcase it in college, even on a good Cincinnati team. So it's just like, what can I expect in the NFL? Not much.
Luke thinks you have to go pick broccoli from a forest.
You have to be good in college to be good in the pros. There's no way about it. You have to dominate college to be good in the pros.
Josh Palmer.
Yeah, I like that one. He's my soon-to-be. He's on that list.
He's on my soon-to-be, too.
Oh, you were going there already?
Yeah.
You didn't mention Tim Patrick?
No, I was hoping you would.
Oh. Yeah, mine's Tyler Boyd, Tim Patrick 2, and then Russell Gage 3. Are the best number 3 receivers in the NFL.
That's quality, man.
Yeah, I believe that. And you said your soon-to-be was Palmer?
Yeah, Josh Palmer from the Chargers.
Who else?
David Bell.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Cleveland Brown.
You got anything to say on him?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a stud one of these days. I think we're going to be talking about him for a long time.
You think I think he could be better than Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, I think Peoples-Jones is a one-trick pony. I think David Bell can do it all.
So I guess David Bell will probably play out of the slot mostly?
Hopefully not.
Why?
Hopefully.
Huh. Yeah, I like that. He's a good player.
I also have Tyson Hill.
Which one's that?
Tyson Hill?
Is that the Saints guy? Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Is he a receiver?
No, I don't know why I said that.
Were you not thinking about him, or?
No, I just wanted to see a reaction.
Oh, I see. Taysom Hill. I guess he plays tight end, huh? He's gonna catch passes.
I don't know what he plays anymore. I don't know.
I think he's tight end.
Over Adam Troutman?
Oh, no, heck no. Adam
Yes.
Troutman's good.
Is this his year?
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, man, he's getting the injury bug, but if he plays, he's good. He's real good. My soon-to-be, I've got 3. I mentioned Josh Palmer being one of them. But my number 1 soon-to-be is KJ Osborne.
I like this. That was a really good one.
We saw a little bit of juice from him last year, filling in for Thielen. I think he's good. He's not great. But in terms of like being a number 3 receiver, I think he's up there, man. With the Vikings, too. He can kind of be that guy that goes under the radar with those other 2 big names getting attention. Him slipping down the scene. And he's from Boise State, and I respect Boise State because they got a blue field. My last one, third and final one, is Van Jefferson. Another deep threat, under the radar, number 3. That is until they decide to bring back OBJ, but Van Jefferson is a solid number 3 receiver. Kupp getting a lot of attention. He can flourish as a number 3, and I think he's soon to be one of the best number 3 receivers.
It's another good one, man. You finished this segment strong, man.
Yeah, I tried my best, man. Hope you enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. And thank you guys for listening to another episode of Forget What You Heard. We love you guys. And one more time, I'm going to reiterate, we have an email now. Send us questions, comments, concerns, a hygiene guide for Luke.
Deodorant.
It's forgetwhatyouheardpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's forgetwhatyouheardpodcast@gmail.com. And thank you guys so much. Just shoot us an email about anything and everything. We can't wait to actually interact. We love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to keep doing our thing. We love you guys. Have a great week. Hope you had a happy 4th, safe 4th. And we'll see you again soon. Peace, love, and happiness.
Killer whales.